In law school, they try to teach you through a teaching method that's called the Socratic method. You've probably heard of this. And the Socratic method is touted as a great way to teach young legal minds how to become lawyers. Truth is, it does not work. Here's why. If you want the Socratic method to work, your professor must be Socrates. And yes, your student must be Plato. Other words for the Socratic method, and the more proper explanation of what the Socratic method is, would be guess again. is what is law school like? And when people ask me what is law school like, this is what I tell them. Law school. Let us start a conversation about my legal education, where I learn about adjudication and legislation and causation and taxation. There is interpretation, along with estimation. And do not forget about notification and nullification and modification. But I see it all as damnation, fit only for defecation. I do have salvation through some legal temptation. We start with flirtation. We try mediation. We ease into negotiation. Jumping right over arbitration, we land in litigation. After attempted oration, and after adequate inebriation, we experience an alleviation of our frustration through excitation and much gyration. Now, I'm expecting recreation, just some simple fornication. But she assumes procreation. She demands a contract formation, complete with consideration of a ring to show my infatuation, a house to show my adulation, and even an oath of my dedication. I ask her for an elaboration of her implication, and she mentions cohabitation. I do a cold calculation, and I do a quick computation, and I'm struck with the realization that our contract relation needs revocation. So we have a confrontation, which starts with argumentation, but it quickly turns into an altercation where I am guilty of defamation. In court, I hear her accusation. I reply with a minor clarification, and I present a little prevarication with the expectation of exoneration. But I find I must pay compensation. So without hesitation and with humiliation, I must end this recitation, because I hate this vocation. I need a vacation. I cannot handle the aggravation of law school mental masturbation. When I was a junior in college, I decided to go to law school. And the reason I decided to go to law school was because I did not like numbers, and I did not want to write a dissertation, and I did not like blood. So that left law school as the only place where I could get an advanced degree. It's kind of funny that that works out that way, because the irony is that now that I'm a lawyer, all I do is count billable hours, and all I do, every single brief I write, every single pleading I write, is another dissertation, and seriously, my clients bleed me dry. Now, as soon as you get your job as a lawyer, you will forget everything you learned up to that point in time, because everything you learned is irrelevant. The first thing that you will learn as a practicing lawyer is that 1/10 of an hour is 6 minutes. Six minutes is 0.1. Now you need to commit this to memory, So I've helped you out with a little thing I call the lawyer billable hour creed. 6, 12, 18, 24. Point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. Bill, bill some more. Call me a slut, call me a whore. Make my billable hours soar. My second client phone call happened at 7:30. This was a phone call from my most difficult client. So I call it Conversation with My Most Difficult Client. It goes like this. The client calls and says she has a legal problem. She tells you the facts. She tells you what she wants to do. You say, you can't do that. You say, every single judge down at the courthouse is going to rule against you. You can't do that. Your most difficult client says, well, that can't be the law. And you say, well, I'm just telling you how the judges are going to rule. Your client says, well, how do you know? And you say, because I went to law school, because I took the bar exam, and because I've litigated this exact same issue 10 times. And that every 10 times, the judge has ruled exactly as I'm telling you that you're going to lose. And your client tells you in a condescending tone, oh, but that can't be the law. So now you're getting a little bit angry. You say, but it is the law. And your client says, oh, come on, that cannot be the law. And now you're angry at this client. He doesn't have time. It's 7:30 in the morning. And you say, look, that's the law, Mom.